early discussion. You still eating? Yeah, yeah.
That's fine.
On e-commerce?
Yeah, I was asked to speak a few words about e-commerce, and it really varies from business to business what you want to do with it. But any business, at a minimum, if I use the broad definition of e-commerce, you got to have a website and to promote your business these days. I used to be in the printing business, and a big part of my business was printing brochures for companies, because that was the method of one of the methods of advertising their products and services. Now it's on the internet. You got to have a website. If you're a business and you're trying to sell something, at a minimum, you got to have a website to promote your products. Now, the term e-commerce often refers to the ability to buy something online. So if your business has a shippable product or service, then yeah, and you want to be able to expand your market to beyond the local Taos County area, then you have to have, not only with your website, yet in conjunction with that, you have to have what we call a shopping cart program that people, as most of you are quite familiar with, buying stuff online. That's really a two-step process in that first you have to display your wares and then give the buyer the opportunity to purchase that online. And this is where it gets into the tricky part of you're actually selling stuff online because of PCI compliance rules with the credit card industry. So anybody that goes into e-commerce and will be accepting credit cards, which you really have to be able to do to get your money online, you really have to be aware of PCI compliance rules and regulations that the credit card industry has established. And so this is a big issue that you have to be really concerned about when you go into e-commerce, because if you don't do it right and you're not being hosted with a PCI compliant system, and there's a breach of your credit card data that you have received, you're in big trouble with the industry, the credit card industry, in terms of fines and penalties. Now, here in Taos, there are, I'm going to plug TaosNet a little bit, two excellent hosting companies that can host your website, TaosNet obviously, and Brown Rice Internet. Both of us have servers and data centers that may not be as big as the other companies, the GoDaddies of the world, and those, but are pretty robust and pretty redundant right now. But the one place that both Brown Rice and TaosNet is lacking is PCI compliance. I did look into what it would take to make TaosNet's servers PCI compliant so that a customer could build a shopping cart program on our system and accept credit card information on TaosNet servers. And the requirements were so strict that really it wasn't economically possible for me to do that. But we have a number of websites that we host where the shopping cart program is on our servers, so our customers get the local support and the knowledge that they're doing what they can to buy local. But in those cases where those customers have shopping cart programs, when it comes to the actual point of getting the buyer's credit card information, our recommendation and Brown Rice recommendation is that you then set up an account with a authorized.net or PayPal. And it is at that point that the buying experience for that consumer then jumps to PayPal servers or authorized .NET servers who have jumped through all the hoops and have fulfilled the PCI requirements. So e-commerce, you can still keep your business local to a certain degree in selling your product online, and yet still protect yourself with PCI compliance rules. So that is and every business is different, but if you want to really start to sell your services and products online, you really have to be careful and be aware of the implications. And I'd be happy to go into that in more detail with anybody that's contemplating that. Just feel free to call and talk to me at any time.
Just out of curiosity, what would the cost be for a business that has none of that yet to establish a website and be compliant?
I'm sorry, say again?
Yeah, I was just wondering what the cost would be to a small business that doesn't have any of that yet and needs to develop a website and create the shopping cart system that you use.
The shopping cart systems, that's where you have to talk to a web designer. Both Brown Rice and Taos Net here in Taos are more just the servers. We don't do any content development. That really comes into the purview of the web designer that you hire to develop your shopping cart program. You want to make sure you have a good web designer that knows the ins and outs of the implications of accepting credit cards, and also how to market you and get you on search engines so that people will actually find you. So, it's hard to pin down what the cost may be depending on how modest a site you want or how big of a site you want, your credit card volume, and there's a lot of factors, so it's kind of hard to answer that with hey, it's going to cost you $20 a month,
Sure. That would be just the hosting.
Yeah, and from Taos Net's perspective and Brown Rice here in Taos, we just host it. We have the servers, the redundancy, the backup generators, and all the stuff to keep your site online 24/7. And that's one of the things you want to look at in a hosting service is, their ability to their ability to be online. 99.99% of the time, or whatever the industry standard for being.
Let's hear from the financial